How are you doing?
Good. We're all happy to see you.
Yes,
Happy.
I'm happy to be here too. I can see some of my friends. Oh, you're all my friends, but some I know more than others. So it's a bit cold here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not to compare with uh, European cold, Siberian cold. It's some cold. I mean, it's for me 13 degrees is cold, very cold. And my house is, I made this house, but I understood that, when you are in a cold place, uh, the roof, I can't say in English, but the roof inside the home has to be not cannot be very, very high. Has to be a little, then you can keep this the warmth can be kept better. Anyway, we are in the winter season, and as Bhagavad Gita says, we don't care so much for cold and hot. We keep going with our services. And we just had the roof of the temple. Uh, they concreted. I can't say in English, but I think you understand. They had, the roof is made, with concrete, and it became quite big, became very beautiful. Well, it's beautiful for us. I mean, it's still in the stage of construction, and was very powerful. Lots of trucks coming and pumping concrete to the roof, and very tense because this is the time to see if the job is well done. Because I've been there. Sometimes the concrete falls and the boxes made of wood, they break, and that was very intense. But now the temple will be very, very beautiful. The expansion of the temple is going on. And that's what we've been doing. We've been in India also. I met Srila Vaduta Maharaj, I met Srila Maharaj, and I can see Chintamani Didi is there, and she helped us with the pilgrimage in so many ways. She's always taking care of pilgrims in India, and also Naveen Krishna Prabhu. He lives in Vrindavan, and he was very helpful. And we've been in so many nice places, and we had some sweet experiences. And mainly, I can say one nice, very sweet experience in Jaipur, because we had to go to the temple by walk, and we were like 3.5 kilometers far from Govindaji temple. And the first day, Keshavananda Prabhu, he took us to the temple, and 4 o'clock in the morning we left the hotel. And I don't know the city, and it's very quiet, just dogs barking and no one in the streets. And he told us that maybe the dogs can bark, and maybe they can come to bite you, and it's a little tense this time in the morning. And so we arrived at the temple on time for Mangalarati, and it was very beautiful. We see so many natural devotees. They are living their lives. They don't live inside the temple, but they are natural devotees of the Lord. And they go every day to sing the Lord's names in front of the Lord, the beautiful deity, Srila Rupa Goswami's deity. And I had been there many, many years ago. Maybe I was 22 when the first I came. Now I'm 60. So when I was 22, I've been in Jaipur. with a group of devotees from ISKCON. And that was very sweet, but this time was even better because more experience and you get older and you have more confidence in what you are doing. And by the mercy of Gurudeva, we get more faith and life becomes sweeter. I mean, we have the troubles of old age coming, but I think life is better when you're old, when you grow old. And then next day we wanted to go to the temple, but Keshavananda could not guide us. So I took Google Maps, and not everybody woke up. We were in six people, six devotees, maybe three ladies and three guys. And then we left the hotel 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was a little bit like, so it's a little tense. I don't know. Again, I don't know the city. I'm going alone. I don't know the streets, where to go. I'm just following Google Maps, and Google Maps is very bad. I don't know. I don't know how to use that, and you can end up in somewhere you don't know. If you need to be very expert, reading Google Maps. It's the worst. Then I was trying to look Google Maps, so we left. But I'm the leader, okay? I need to be very tough and I need to show confidence. I cannot give fear to my friends. They are from Brazil. They don't know where I'm going. Then I cannot just, I need to show some confidence. Like, now I'm leading them. But I'm scared inside. Then, suddenly, after walking maybe 40 meters leaving the hotel, a rickshawala came from nowhere. He just showed up. I mean, no one in the streets, no one, all vacant, all like clean of people. Then a rickshawala came from nowhere. All of a sudden, he came and he turned around and he looked at us and said, Govindaji, Govindaji. That was so sweet that we understood like the Lord was taking care of us personally, sending a rickshawala to pick us up and take to the temple. For me, that was a miracle. We all six jumped the rickshaw, and we are big guys, right? I have a nephew. He's a big guy like me, and the other guys more average size. But six guys, we packed in a rickshawala, motor rickshaw, and then he left to Govinda, Sri Govindaji temple. And that was very sweet experience. And then arriving there, was empty, no one, because we left very early in the morning and was like, we need maybe 40 minutes more for Mangalarati. And I was in front of the gates. I was in front of the place where you cannot go further, like blocking people to go to get closer to the altar. And that was very funny because I was there thinking, okay, now I'm here, I can see the Lord. And then all the devotees start coming, and they didn't like too much I was there, like a big guy in front, So they start pushing me back. So big so big guys came too, local guys, big guys, and they start like, discreetly pushing me to the back. And I was trying to fight that, but was impossible. And I understood they are friends and they go every day to the arati. And I'm just like someone who is not invited. And then was a game, they were sweet, but a little bit pressing me to go to the back. And I stayed like middle path, not in the front and not in the back. I could get some, because I took my position there. And I a little bit fought for my position, not too much because it would be a little bit aggressive. And I wanted to see the Lord. I didn't want to fight for my, to stay in the front. So I like discreetly start going to the back and people pushing me to the back. And I was like, trying to put myself like, I want to stay here, and people like they didn't like that, and I could see they were friends and they were talking to each other. Then finally I was in some position, and then one devotee came and took me from our group, and she gave me a bag of flower, rose petals, and then I could share with everybody. Then they liked, okay, and now we like you. We came for some service. And then I start giving the rose petals for everyone around, because they throw at some point of the at the arati, they throw to the Lord, they throw petals. And then, because I was there, I could get some mahaprasadam, some little bit of, some sweets and some tulsi leaves, and that was very sweet arati. And this is very nice, because we can see like devotees, they want to keep their position. They don't give their positions like easily. And we can feel sometimes, oh, this is not good, they should invite us to be there. No, they want their position, if you want to come into the front, do some service. Do some service and you can get some better position. That's how I understood, because immediately when I had the rose petals, they immediately changed. They changed, all the mentality changed. And I saw like, now I feel comfortable here, because they accept me. I contributed with some service to throw to the Lord lotus feet. And I think I don't know where you are, because many people, and I saw like, people from Ukraine and Russia and maybe other countries will join. I don't know. I can see Portugal, Ukraine, Portugal. Now Ukraine, in this situation, many devotees, they left Ukraine, the war situation. But I think, going to India for pilgrimage is very important. It's very heart nourishing. India is you bathe in spiritual culture. We don't need to be with like because before we had Srila Govinda Maharaj, very high. I don't know even how high he was. I cannot say that, because this is would be offensive from my side if I could say Gurudeva's position. You cannot touch Gurudeva's position. Is inescrutable, his position, but we could feel he's very high. He lives in a different realm internally. He was in the land of love, because that's what we felt from him, just love and affection, and the waves coming from him. It was very powerful. That's why we would gather around him, because we could feel something extraordinary was happening where he was. But anyway, if you want to know and if you want to learn a little, more about civilized culture, you must go to India and stay for pilgrimage and go to the holy place. Because after that, we went to Haridwar, and Haridwar, very beautiful, where Lord Garuda, he was carrying Amrita, and one drop of Amrita fell, and that place where we bathe in Ganga, the Amrita, a drop of Amrita fell there. And we've been there many days bathing in Ganga, and we see beautiful, not very aggressive people. People, they want money. Brahmins, they want money, no doubt. They want to ask you some donations. Well, I can't say they are Brahmins or not, but I prefer to believe they are. It's better for my own heart. And we gave, but they were not very thirsty for money. They were like kind. They used to come and, oh, you want to give some donation, like, I think they are changing a lot in India. Before, when I told you, when I was 22, they were more like greed to take your money. It doesn't matter how they would take your money. Now they are more like they are changing the profile. They are coming and they are asking politely, and as you like, you give. And, I felt, we bring money, we are foreigners and we are coming to the Holy Dam. We give donation and we make things run. We give some energy to the Holy Dam, for the priests, for the people. We do some charity. And that's our contribution for the holy place. And, I'm a very sinful man. I came from a very sinful background. So being there is already some miracle, being holy river, holy Ganga, and bathing there, and you feel your heart, all the vultures from the heart, they just fly away, or if not fly away, they keep quiet at that moment, and you feel free from so much burden. And burden, I mean, when I say burden means, my own sinful thoughts, my own sinful tendencies, that's they are always haunting me. The sinful tendencies are always haunting me. And I don't know about you because I don't know all of you, but that's my position. My position is always fighting the haunting, the ghosts and the witches inside my heart, trying to put me down all the time. And that's why old age is okay and it's nice because you feel they become weaker. you know Younger people, when you are young, you have more energy and they want more you because you have something to give in sinful activities. But when you grow old, who cares? You're just an old bum. Nobody cares anymore for you. You become like quite useless, and if you don't become wise, you are dischargeable in Western society. Our so-called Western society is like that. When you are useful, everybody loves you. You have money, everybody loves you. You are handsome or you are gorgeous, everybody likes you. But when you get old, nobody cares for you. They don't even talk to you. Once I saw my father trying to he was with us at the ashram, and many young people were around, and I understood, nobody talked to him. He was old, so nobody cares for old people in our culture. And then, we need to grow wise and we need to grow spiritually wise. And that's our fortune because we have some very, uh, not very, it's the only reliable path. It's the Lord Chaitanya's path. We could come in contact, we could come in contact with the main conception in the whole universe. How can we understand that? Okay, Christianity is okay. So many paths, spiritual path, they are okay. But the highest, as Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, and Srila Govinda Maharaj always said, Lord Chaitanya, he came with the highest conception of the Lord, the highest conception regarding spiritual practices, the most liberal, the most merciful conception. The Lord came for us, Lord Chaitanya. Without Lord Chaitanya, we would not know anything about real spirituality. We would know about Vaikuntha. He came and he opened the doors regarding the deepest connection with the Vaishnavas and with the Lord. Vaishnavas are very rare. We used to say, like, we are all Vaishnavas because technically, when you get a mantra from a bona fide Vaishnava, you can be technically called Vaishnava. But I mean, Vaishnava in the real sense, devote of the Lord, it's very rare. Like a Siddha Mahapurusha or a self-realized soul, someone who is above matter. You can count in one hand, in the fingers of one hand. You know, be, amongst 7 billion people, maybe we're gonna find like 3, 4 devotees like we had in our lives. We are in the line of those devotees. We are worshippers of those devotees. We want to give our lives for that kind of soul who came from Vaikuntha, who came from Goloka Vrindavan, and they, by their mercy, they stayed for some years with us to tell us how to proceed, to open the doors, to open the spiritual doors of Sukriti, of good fortune, of spiritual fortune. And still the flow is going on through Srila Govinda Maharaj and Srila Sridhar Maharaj devotees. Is still the channel is there. We just need to proceed and carefully and smartly proceed towards our goal. And I can tell you, I don't know all your lives. I can see some friends, and I can see some friends from Srila Govinda Maharaj's times. And we all understood it's very difficult. It's a very difficult path. It's Susukan Kartuma Vyayam, like Lord Krishna says in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. It's a very happy path. It gives you some joy in the heart because you know you are in the right path, going up, or up and inwards. It's not up like geographically, it's inside you. You are growing spiritually, you are becoming more mature, following this bhakti marga, following the footsteps of the Vaishnavas. But how many obstacles we're gonna face up to Swargalok, up to the last covers of mental layer. It's very, very, very tough. So the only way is that's I'm applying to my life. It doesn't matter what happens to you. Never give up. Never give up this beautiful life. Life at the shelter of Vaishnavas is the best life we could ever imagine to have. And take it serious. Take it as serious as you can, because some people, they cannot take too serious, and some people, they can take very serious, but according to your capacity. And that's what my guru told me many times. Do according to your capacity. Don't try to imitate others, because you're going to fall down. If you try to imitate others, if you try to follow someone else's path, you can get frustrated. You can get some mental position that you will give up and you go back to your previous life. So proceed according to your capacity, like you were learning how to run a marathon. Maybe the marathon guys, Ethiopians and some guys, they can run 50 kilometers very easily for them and very fast. And maybe you take like 1 week to make the same I can't say in English, the same 50 kilometers. Okay. But you do your 3 kilometers, you do your 1.5 kilometers, you do something every day. You try to increase your capacity. And when they say be humble, be tolerant, when Mahaprabhu said Trinadapi Sunityana Shloka, means be tolerant with your own deficiencies. Because we want to be sadhu. We want to show in a spiritual path, in a spiritual community. We want to show in a very pristine way. We want to show up to other devotees. Oh, see how pure I am. You just see how saint I am. You cannot recognize me. I am the real guy. I am the real devotee. I think everybody has some kind of religious ego. We transfer our ego. Instead of having a Ferrari or a big mansion, we start showing some religious. We want to show some religiosity and some spirituality in front of others. But I can tell about my own self. I can speak regarding my own self. I'm a very fallen soul. Everything I tried, I crashed. Every time I tried, I crashed. And I'm crashing all the time. I'm struggling. I'm trying to serve my guru. but so many obstacles are coming to me due to my previous offenses and my previous sinful activities. I have some burden, and now my work is just get rid of the burden, is purify my heart. But I won't purify my heart if I don't stay on the path. And what means path? Being around with devotees and do service. We don't need so very high philosophy. I can't speak about high philosophy. Some people, they want to speak high philosophy, and if they can, I'm okay with that. But my philosophy means, it's very simple. Be humble, be tolerant as you can. Offer honor means, offer your affection. See that everyone is suffering. Everyone in this mundane environment is suffering from some anxiety. Maybe they don't suffer, regarding money. They can have money, but internally, everybody's like, being like tortured by the senses, by the mental field. We are being oppressed by mental field for thousands or millions or infinite lives. And we want to get rid. Otherwise, why would be here in this path? We want to be free. We want to be happy. We want to be in another environment. We want a flow of love in our hearts, unstoppable. We want just the flow comes to our heart. But, sometimes we feel something good, and next day we are like, we want to kill someone. That's the mental field. Mental field is very cruel. We cannot be stable because we have sinful seeds growing and sprouting and giving fruits, and it can't stop, but it can stop, but it won't be easy. It's not like an easy path, like I said before. It's a very hard path, but it's the only path. It's the only path we could ever imagine to be. It's the only way to go up, and to go up like firmly, like with stability. It's a journey, like it's a real journey. I'm always trying to tell my friends, don't fall in this uh, fantasy, spiritual fantasy. We think we are spiritual, but we are not. What means spiritual? Spiritual means whatever is coming from the pure devotee's heart. That is spiritual. That's religious. And Gurudeva Srila Govinda Maharaj and Parama Gurudeva Srila Sridhar Maharaj, they gave us, they gave us already the what to do, every day to day, the daily basis, what to do in a daily basis, how to proceed, like I was saying, Trinada Pisunichana, be humble, be tolerant, be kind. Because offering honor means something dry. Offering honor with heart means being kind. Maybe with a garland, maybe with a soup. You give some soup plate with in a cold day for someone who arrives from the streets, and you give some of your heart in that soup, cleaning the floor, cleaning the room for devotees, and treating them well with like sweet words. Don't never be harsh. I'm not a good example regarding that, because sometimes I can be very harsh. But try try every day, to be kind, and to give the chance. Because why you know joining the temple, joining the ashram? It's a campaign. We are we people that will, if we live in the ashram, we live in the temple, we are part of a campaign to broadcast, to expand this message. But many people, they don't want to live in the ashram and to live in the temple. But it doesn't mean they are not spiritual. Sometimes they can even be more spiritual than people living in the temple. And you do your own things in your home. And if you can be part of the campaign, this is also nice. If you have a like grihasta life, a married life, you have to go to work, you have to make your living, to make your money. You are a professional, but still you can be very spiritual. In a campaign is more intense. You need to be more intensely engaged in some services. And grihasta life means sometimes you are busy with other things, but you can be very spiritual. So anywhere, Gurudeva said in this revealed truth, he wrote, he said that it doesn't matter position, grihasta, sannyasi, living in some spiritual movement or living outside, doesn't matter. It's a question of internal adjustment and a question of behavior, mentality. And I was reading, even I didn't understand this Jnana Jagya. I was always reading this in Bhagavad Gita, and what means Jnana Jagya? And then in one of Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj's lectures, he says, he explains very nicely, Jnana Jagya, sacrifice all your ignorance. That's what we need to sacrifice. Put on the fire of real knowledge. And what means real knowledge? Means divya gyan. How can I become free from my ignorance? Through divya gyan. That's why we get initiated. And I'm always telling that, in my lectures, I'm always emphasizing divya gyan. Dikka or diksha means divya jnana. And what means divya jnana? Divya jnana comes more in feelings. If you serve with love and affection, if you sacrifice your life with love and affection for your guru, some kind of sweet feelings will start, descending to your heart, growing in your heart, and that kind of feelings will clean your heart from sinful tendencies. That's how you purify your heart. There is no other way to purify your heart. Divya Gyan means feelings. Feelings. You grow in some nice feelings that you cannot do sinful things. Maybe you do something bad out of uh, how I say it in English, habit. You have the habit to be sinful. That's what means, me uh, being in material world. We are sinful naturally. We don't need to make any effort to be sinful. That's souls in souls in mundane environment. It's very easy for me to be sinful. It's very hard for me to be spiritual. But if I apply, if I take shelter with a bona fide guru and I serve him and I sacrifice my life, I give everything, every breath, every money, all my family, everything I offer to my Lord, means my guru, then naturally something will come to your heart that you cannot explain, you cannot, maybe you cannot even share. Maybe some people will feel, maybe some people will not. But those feelings are the real treasure of a devotee. Feelings of for the holy name, feelings for the service, feeling for other devotees, feeling for everything that has to do with our Guru Varga. And those feelings, they are the savior. They will save us from material life. They will make us grow. And those feelings are the fuel for Vaikuntha. They will throw us, they will bring up, they will drag us up, not drag us down. They will drag us up to the real environment for the soul. And that's the main thing in my life now. I want to increase, I want to cultivate those spiritual feelings in my heart. It's not a question of brain, because so many people, they don't have brain and they are self-realized souls. So brain, being brainy, like knowing how to play chess or knowing physics or knowing mathematics, it has nothing to do with spirituality. Sometimes we see like people, they're very simple-hearted people and they are very spiritual. So brain, in the sense of spirituality means, those feelings that makes you surrender more, makes you go further and happily, even when you are suffering, even when you are not very comfortable materially, saying, money is not coming, you are in a very difficult position, but you have nice sweet feelings in your heart, and those feelings will make you grow, will take you to some better position. So anyone with any question?
Yes, please, devotees, if you have questions, raise your hand. Or if you want to share something, welcome. We have a question in chat box from Narayani Didi from Ukraine. How the parikrama was held in the times of Srila Gurudev, what he emphasized during parikrama, what instructions were like main, she's asking.
Oh, well, every parikrama I was there, I wasn't part of parikrama. I could not follow parikrama. I was with Srila Govinda Maharaj in his veranda, and he didn't say much. He was always happy with the parikrama, but he didn't say much. But I think, day to day, Gurudeva used to say the Trinada Pi Sunichana Shloka. Whatever you do with humility, tolerance, and offering honor to others. But at the parikrama, was very intense. He would not say any instruction. He would just be happy around. And then, well, he had something funny. Like I can say something that happened was funny. Gurudeva used to go around, doing parikrama inside Sri Chaitanya Sarasvatma, then going out to the gate and walking to the other gate, and then standing for the people, and he would do like this with the hand, like go, like giving some encouragement for the parikrama. And then many people would come and pay dandavat pranams, and with the head on the floor. And my service was like telling people, don't touch his feet, payahat debena, don't touch his feet. And I used to say in Bengali because they told me how to say in Bengali, payahat debena. And then one very simple, like a villager, one very simple man came, and I was like, squatting on the floor, like, protecting Gurudeva's lotus feet, not to be touched. That was my service. It's a little weird, but that's the reality of that time. You don't, you squat and you avoid people, like, don't touch Gurudeva's feet, don't touch Gurudeva's feet. Then one very simple man came and he bowed down, and I told him, Payohat Debena, Payohat Debena. And then Gurudeva told him, he said, don't touch my feet with your hand. But he didn't say, don't touch my feet with your head. Then the guy put his head, over Gurudeva's feet. That was very funny. And I could not understand because that was all in Bengali. But then, Ranajit, who was Gurudeva's servant at that time, he started laughing. And I could not understand why you were laughing. Yes, because Gurudeva said, this and this, you said don't touch Gurudeva's lotus feet, but with the hand, but not with the head. And that was very sweet because sometimes Gurudeva would allow people to touch his feet, and very simple people. And we could see them, that like we cannot recognize, but Gurudeva could recognize them, Mahaprabhu's servants, Mahaprabhu's devotees. And was a very, very loving exchange between them, between the villagers and very simple people, very simple. So sophisticated people and so many other people, Gurudeva would refuse, would hide from them. But simple-hearted people, the simple-hearted devotees, Gurudeva would allow them to have some, some heart, some of his heart touching his feet. And I remember also one day at the parikrama time, again, protecting Gurudeva to be touched on his feet. One guy came to touch his feet, and I was like trying to fight, was like a wrestling, and I was trying to avoid the guy. And then I felt some heat, so Gurudev's stick was heavily like hitting me many times. But I could not understand in the beginning. I was just trying to avoid the guy. And then Gurudev, even more heavy, he beat me with his stick. And then I look, Gurudev, what? You know, I'm doing my service here and you are beating me. I didn't say that, but I turned to him, you know, like, why you were beating me? Then Gurudev said, he's my friend. So the guy was Gurudev's friend, trying to approach him, and I was trying to you know, to avoid him, like to make him. Then Gurudev started beating me. I felt it was like very merciful from my Guru to beat me with his stick. That was a very sweet day. And then, he's my friend. Why are you doing that to my friend? How can I know? I have like millions of people around you. How can I understand? He's your friend. It's not written in his front, you know. I'm Govinda Maharaj's friend. And I had so much trouble in Navadwip because so many of his friends would come to see him, would come to hug him, and I was there like a barking dog, you know, trying to avoid them. And I got in trouble many times. Many times I got in trouble because I could not recognize who was the friend. Well, like with the time, like after a few years, you know, that was in the beginning. And after a few years, I could see, oh, he's Gurudev's friend. And some guys were very heavy. Like there was Parivrajaka Maharaj. He was a Bengali Swami, and he was guru. He had his own temple, and he was very proud, very uh, what's the word in English? I can't say, but he was very strong man, very short, not tall, but he was very strong mentality. And one day he came and the door was not locked, and Gurudev was sleeping in his bed, like not in his room, in the bedroom, but in the living room. He had a bed, he was sleeping there. And the guy just broke in like blam, and the door opened, and he came, and immediately I didn't want to block him because he was local man. And then I looked to Gopal, and Gopal understood, and he came to tell him not to go further, just, you know, go back. And the devotee, he was an old man, he was maybe 90 years old, and he just pushed Gopal like far from him, and no one could stop him. And he came and he sat by Gurudev's bed. He sat like with Gurudev, and Gurudev was sleeping with his chest up. And he sat there and he started like doing this in Gurudev's chest, like, you know, giving some affection. And then Gurudev awoke and opened his eyes, and he saw that devotee was like just giving him some affection in his chest. And Gurudev smiled to him, and they were like very beautiful, loving exchange. You know, both Vaishnavas from different missions and looking to each other's eyes, and, you know, no words. Then the devotee asking Gurudeva, how are you? And Gurudev, oh, I'm fine. And what about you? And the devotee was like patting Gurudev in his chest like this, you know, giving some, I think cuddles in English, or whatever is the word, and very beautiful. Because, you know, when you see devotees in this mood of mission is one thing, but their personal life is very humble, very sweet, and very simple. Gurudev was a very simple person, like unbelievably simple. You stayed with him all day long, and he was like, you know, like a grandfather, like, you know, very simple, very sweet, and very affectionate. That was my fortune in life. I could stay with him for, you know, for a few hours in my life. Any more contribution or question?
It seems to me Chintamani, did you want to say something, or what? Maybe her hand was up. Or somebody, if you would like, we still have 15 minutes, please.
Hare Krishna and Dandamat Pranams, Maharaj, and all the assembled Vaishnavas. I hope my sound's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I had a question. I was like, oh, me, question. And then you you just took us there. I was with you right there in the gates of Sri Govinda Kund and just transported away. And just, I forgot my question. Oh, what is it? Well, you know, you're in front of the guru and I'll quit. No more questions. I'm just like, Jai. All right. Now, tomorrow I'm going to Srila Bhakti Rakshak Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj's veranda and bedroom to do my seva, which is cleaning his room. And veranda, I'm very, very happy. Budhe Prabhu, Shriman Budhe Prabhu has given me this service. And we'll be going with Nityananda Ram Prabhu and Radha Sundari and Padmavati Sundari, her daughter, hopefully. Radha Sundari and Padma and myself, we went last week, and now tomorrow is Sunday. It's the day we go to Navadwip from Mayapur. Sri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Thank you so much for this beautiful Zoom class. I'm ready to take you guys on my scooter and go show you Yoga Pete or wherever you want if you like. I'm staying on ISKCON right now. I was trying to show you the school. A little glimpse of Mayapur here, but this is the school that I look at. That I helped rescue a pony that's staying right over there. Somebody dumped some old horse that with leg, it's not a horse, it's actually a pony, a small horse, and his leg was broken. And I'm like, where is his human? Where is his human? No one claimed it. No one claimed it. I'm like, okay, well, I will rescue this pony, and somehow or another, right now he's a school pony. So I'm going all the time, just walking right there to go take care of.
Oh, did the pony recover from broken leg?
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly he's recovering. I'm giving him Reiki, and all the ISKCON devotees are so nice. I introduced myself as Shannon. No spiritual name, no guru, just Shannon. I'm just Shannon from the barn around ISKCON here. It's like I'm like, am I crazy or I have multiple personality? No, I'm just being practical. I just don't want to get into the sectarian. Don't give him an opportunity for it. I am Shannon. Look at my passport. Make me a visa, y'all. I'm going to hit up ISKCON for a visa soon. All right, that's it. I don't have a question, Maharaj. I just love you. Please share more. Just keep it rolling. Tell us more about Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, and your life, your path. And so nice to hear about your Jaipur. And I was there with you in Jaipur right there, just in the mind, just seeing the temple, and just love that darshan of Srila Govinda Ji. Just my favorite place for Mangalarati in the whole planet, really.
Well, what can I say? I'm trying every day to keep connected with that divine beauty we've seen with Srila Govinda Maharaj. When I came first time, I came through ISKCON. I started my spiritual life in ISKCON and was very happy. I was a brahmachari in ISKCON and very happy life, just collecting and selling books and incenses in the streets, and I was very happy, not so much burden. Then I came to Sri Chaitanya Sarasvat Mat, and much burden came to me. Gurudeva gave me some difficult services to do, and collecting in the streets were like easier when you start becoming like a manager and you have an ashram and people start coming. It's very tough because you are dealing with people that you don't know. That's why many people, they prefer to be at home with like husband, wife, kids, because when you live in the ashram, you don't know people. They are coming from many backgrounds and different countries and different education, and it's very hard to accommodate. The only thing that can accommodate is like how to please my guru, and being humble, being tolerant, and offering honor. Then we can accommodate. Now we are living in different times. I feel these feelings that I had with my guru present. Now I'm trying to collect from my my friends, devotees' hearts, because every devotee has some like a beautiful side in the heart that is connected, sometimes 5%, sometimes more percentage, that we can feel more about the real spirituality. When they are engaging, they are giving you nourishment, they are treating you with affection, and we treat them with affection, and we try to grow together. It's not very easy. The mission is growing and in different directions, and we need to be very careful not to offend anybody. Don't offend anybody, because this is all arranged by our gurus. The way it's going on, it's being arranged by upstairs. We cannot control here, the downstairs. And we need to align our hearts according to our taste. You know, Sri Chaitanya Sarasvati Mat is very free. You know, it's a free path. It's not bounded by rules. You know, you should go like this, you should go like that. Our gurus are expecting we choose by our own selves. You know, when you were young and when you were a kid, you have so many rules because it's dangerous to go out. But when you grow up, you go out by yourself. And that's pretty much what means Sri Chaitanya Sarasvati Mat. You need to check your heart, to check your taste. And you're going to proceed with a happy heart, you know, respecting every decision from others. We don't care, you know, what others are doing, but we need to check our hearts and our sincerity. And that's the level we are. We are hopeless. We need to follow. If we are sincere, we're going to follow naturally what is in our heart and proceed towards our goals and praying to the Lord, you know, to correct us. If anything is wrong, we need to be corrected, and we need to accept correction happily, because correction is very important until we get the last stage of realization, and until we become free from many levels of covering. So I got a happy morning. Now it's 6 to 7 o'clock. Sun is rising, and another day of service. And I'm very thankful, very grateful, very happy that you all joined our Zoom meeting. Thanks to Narayani always inviting me to be part of the meeting. And I see Nadia Sundari is also managing the meetings. And I have many friends I can see there joining the meetings. I'm sorry if it wasn't enough what I tried to share. That was what came to my heart today, and I hope it was something good for you.
I can tell that it was very good, always happily listening from your heart, from stories from your seva to Gurudev, and happy to hear how ashram is going there, and hopefully each of us will be able to visit you, to be in your service there. Thank you, Trivikram.
Yes, you are all invited. We have simple living here, but you are all invited. We have place for devotees to stay. And I hope the temple will be ready for the devotees. We need to make now Nat Mandir, and you know, there is a long, maybe 1 year more building, because we don't have facilities in terms of builders, you know, constructors, like people working. It's very hard here. It's not, when you have people, it's very expensive. Like cheaper labors are very rare because they are all engaged in some job. And you know, and now for this phase of the temple, it's very difficult. Pillars and concrete need to be very like special people doing. And so now we have to wait 30 days to the concrete to become like ready. I don't know, cure. We say cure, like cure the concrete. The dry is a very slow process. We need to throw water every day, 3 times a day. And Nrsimha Prabhu, he's helping me a lot. And we have many friends helping a lot. And now Revealed Truth is coming out of the oven. In 20 days, we're going to get like 500 Revealed Truths printed. We are happy with this news. And well, little things are going on. Little things are like, you know, we still keep going with our preaching service and our taking care of devotees service. That's what we do accordingly to our own capacity.
Right. Very happy to hear that. So, dear devotees, thank you for joining. Thank you, everybody who was active or just was listening and will be listening us in recording Zoom. Please keep attending.
So my Dandavat pranams to you all. my love and affection to you all, and expecting your love and affection from you also, because we all need love and affection. That's the way to proceed in our journey to the Lord, lotus feet, to our Guru's lotus feet. If we don't get love and affection, then it becomes very dry. Life becomes very dry and very sad. So devotees congregation means giving love and affection and taking love and affection. That's what means congregation. Otherwise, congregation becomes a bunch of annoying guys around us. And it can't be. It can't be. It has to be very sweet. We need to desire. I want to meet with the devotees. I want to be with them. I want to be with my friends, and not the other way around. Like, I want to get out of here. I want to go away. So we all have some responsibility nourishing others. So my Dandavat pranams, and hope to see you soon.
Dandavat. Jai Bhakti Vijay Trivikram Maharaj ki jai. Jai Srila
Jai
Gurudev
Gurudev.
ki jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Okay.
Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat. Bye bye.
Thank you, everybody. Dandavat.
Thank you so much, Priyanana Didi, for translation. And Nadia Sundar.